Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakahakodash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, that he, of course, being the elite rulers of the planet right now, who are of the nation of the Edomites, of the so-called white people, such as the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Merovingians, you name it, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a M-A-R-K. As you know by now, we got to speak in codes with these videos due to YT's algorithms. In their right hand or in their foreheads. And that M-A-R-K, the mic, is of course the RFID/NFC MICROCHIPIMPLANT. And when we go into the Strongs for the word mark, it's G5480.
Strong's G5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Charagma. Karagma. A stamp, an imprinted mark of the mic stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Hamashiach. A mark branded upon horses, a thing carved, sculpture, graven work. And how did they get that CHIP into you? They carved into your hand with that syringe. And in the Strong's definition, haragma, from the same as G5482, a scratch or etching by that syringe. And G5482 is
Strong's G5482. Charax. Charax.
harax. And the root word from karaso, to sharpen to a point, akin to G1125, through the idea of scratching, a pail or stake. And how does that CHIP look like? It looks like a little stake that they implant into you, just like you implant a stake into the earth, a palisade or rampart. And in the Strong's definition, to sharpen to a point, akin to G1125, through the idea of scratching, a stake, i.e. by implication, a palisade or rampart, military mound for circumvallation in a siege, trench. Back to Revelation chapter 13, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mic, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And like we've been telling you, everything going on with the Situation 19 right now is just a precursor to how they're going to do things when the mic is rolled out and mandatorily implemented. Just how, if you don't have proof to show that you've gotten the juice for the situation, or you can't show that you've got a negative test to deal with the situation, you can't go into certain establishments, keep certain jobs, travel, or do anything like that. And as it says in verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mic, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. It's going to be no different when the MARK is mandatorily implemented. And I opened up this video with these verses to preface an article from thegatewaypundit.com to show you that everything going on with the situation right now is just the buildup, the precursor to the mandatory implementation of that MICROCHIPIMPLANT. Sweden, get your situation juice passport in a what? A CHIP, a charagma, in your hand, in their hand or in their foreheads, that stake that they're scratching or etching into your skin. Hey, it's clear to see at this point that the MARK, the charagma in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 17, will be that CHIP. And this whole thing with the situation is, again, just a buildup for it, because what are we seeing? First, you could show proof that you've gotten the juice with these paper cards, but then they said, hey, we have a bunch of people making counterfeit cards so that they can fool people into showing that they've been inoculated against the situation. So we have to move to QR codes on your phones. Well, what just happened in Europe recently? Some healthcare workers had so-called broken into the situation database and were able to get codes with names that could be downloaded and used to show that you've gotten the juice against the situation. So look, these QR codes are hackable. We need something more permanent, a better solution, so that people can show that they've been inoculated against the situation. How about a charagma in them with all their situation information on it? Hey, there's no escaping prophecy, as it says in Isaiah 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please. And besides this whole thing going on with the situation, what are you also hearing from these central banks? That we need to move towards a GREAT RESET of the fourth industrial revolution. We need to create a digital cashless society. And what do you think is going to be the middleman between you and the central banks coming out with these CBDCs, central bank digital currencies? That charagma, all your funds as well as your situation information is going to be on that charagma. And it also talks about that in Revelation chapter 13 as well. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And when we go into the 666, it's G5516.
Strong's G5516. Chi, Xi, Stigma.
I'm looking for a particular thing in here. In the Strong's definition, it says high size stigma, the 22nd, 14th, and an obsolete letter, G4742. Stigma in the root word from a primary stizo, to stick, i.e. prick, a prick into your skin with that syringe. A mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. And if you receive that MARK, you're given allegiance to Esau Edom and his beast system, his NW0, that GREAT RESET. You're saying that he's your God, your ruler. But this wasn't what I was looking for in particular, but that's good information too. I'm looking for, let me see, in the root words. No. Slovakia. I believe it's one of these. It might be back in charagma. Here it is. Strong's G1125.
Strong's G1125. Grapho.
Grapho. And remember, that, as we're about to read about in that article, they'll say you can get a CHIP now that'll have all your situation information on it. And like I just said, with this fourth industrial revolution coming and these CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, what's going to be the middleman for that? That CHIP with all your banking and other personal information on it that will allow you to buy and sell. But in the outline for biblical usage, for grapho, it reads, to write with reference to the form of the letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material, to write with reference to the contents of the writing. So the contents of your information is going to be on your charagma, your situation 19 information, as well as your banking information when they roll out these CBDCs. To express in written characters, to commit to writing, things not to be forgotten, your situation 19 status, as well as your banking, job, and other information, write down, record onto that charagma that's going to be stick, cut, or pricked into you. Let's get into this article. Over the last few years, some Swedish workers have volunteered to have mics implanted in their hands so they no longer have to carry cash, ID, keys, gym passes, etc. All their grapho or information recorded on that mic so it won't be forgotten. Mics are gaining popularity in Sweden, and now Swedes are getting situation information passports implanted in their hands or elsewhere under their skin. Get your situation certification in a mic in your hand or elsewhere under the skin. It is increasingly popular to insert a mic into the body with different types of information, and now you can also insert your Robotech certificate in the mic, your grapho. Aftonbladet, Sweden's daily newspaper, reported the Swedish Public Health Agency recently announced it is introducing Robotech passports for events over 100 people. Beginning December 1st, Swedes will need a Robotech passport to go to theaters, concerts, and other large indoor events, places where you buy or sell. Miking is voluntary. Here's the key. For now, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. But give it some time, and the situation tyrants will make it mandatory in order for people to participate in society, and that no man might buy or sell, get a job, travel abroad, or do anything, save he that got the mic, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. From Seek for Truth's Twitter page, Sweden, get your Robotech passports in a mic in your hand or elsewhere under the skin. It is increasingly popular to insert a hashtag IOB mic into the body with different types of data, grapho, and now you can insert your situation certificates in the mic. Let's play this clip.
Säg ett litet chip i handen som man kan använda för att öppna dörrar och andra praktiska vardagsfunktioner.
Ett chip i handen, vad betyder det?
Ja, det är ett litet chip stort som ett risgryn ungefär med en smart ID-kod i som då kan användas för att ersätta nyckelbrickor, passerkort och liknande saker. Och man kan också programmera in någon information man vill ha på de här chippen med hjälp av sin mobiltelefon. Jag har just nu 2 chip i kroppen. Jag har ett chip som sitter här uppe som innehåller hälsosensorer. Det här chippet mäter min kroppstemperatur och jag läser av det genom att bara swipa med mobiltelefonen här utanpå kläderna. Sen här i armen har jag ett annat chip som där har jag sparat mina personuppgifter, till exempel kontaktuppgifter, blodgrupp, liknande saker, men också mitt covid-bevis. Vi får med det där. Trycka här, covid-bevis. Titta, Anders Sjöblad och så den lilla QR-koden där.
Jag ska chippa mig. Jag ska få en magisk chip i handen så att jag inte behöver ha nyckelbrickor. Jag kan använda Swish. Man kan swisha mig direkt genom att jag bara håller upp min hand.
Man kan ju få in sitt vaccinationsbevis i den där också. Är det någonting du kommer använda dig av?
Definitivt då, för det är så sjukt mycket meta att ha vaccinpasset där.
Exakt, det är många som har pratat om att...
Tror att de har det, men det har de inte, ska vi säga, för ordningens skull. Men nu kan jag ha det. Och det...
Ja, du kommer vara chippad med vaccin på riktigt liksom.
Ja, så riktigt coolt. Absolut, så det är definitivt en grej som jag ska göra.
Känner du dig redo?
It just so happens to be his right hand.
Jävla nål.
Ska jag nypa här?
Ja.
Fel med den vinklarna. Jag ska börja med min stup. Nu kör vi. Jag bara rulla lite. Så. Och så vill jag att du tar ett andetag in. Och så andas vi ut.
Okej, några...
A mic pricked in or branded upon the body to ancient Oriental usage, slaves, which you people are under this system, and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to.
Nu har det gått några sekunder, hur känns det nu?
Nu känns det jättebra. Det känns ingenting alls. Jag känner mig som en lite bättre människa.
Hey, speaks for itself, Akim. Sit with this article. But hey, with each passing day, we're getting closer and closer to the mandatory implementation of the mic. And as this person said in this article, where is it at? Miking is voluntary for now, but it will become mandatory. And it's going to get so serious out here at some point during this mandatory miking that people will be faced with being put to death for not wanting to take the mic. As it says up in verse 15 of Revelation chapter 13. And he, that he again being the elites, had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And the image of the beast are the financial, political, and military aspects, which that mic is a major part of the image of the beast, of this beast system that we currently live in, the last leg of the fourth beast in Daniel chapter 2, those iron toes mixed with miry clay, the reincarnated Roman Empire, the NATO-EU alliance that the U.S. is a part of, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast, receive that mic, should be killed. We're coming into some very serious times, Akim, but by now you should know that no matter what, do not take that mic. If it's your lot to become a martyr for not taking the mic, then so be it. You're going to be an automatic elect on the chariot with Yahawashi Hamashiach, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus Christ, in that new spiritual body waiting to come and save the rest of the elect. But if you do receive that mic, it's game over for you. I'm going to close it out in Revelation chapter 14, verses 9 to 10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mic in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. You're not only going to get burned up by one of these nuclear missiles shot to the ends of the earth for taking the mic, but that fire and brimstone also goes in to that concentrated heat, or those so-called laser beams that the chariots of the Most High, which people ignorantly refer to as so-called UFOs, are going to be firing onto the wicked in that day. In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, Yahawashi Hamashiach. So that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere Akim are edified. Just keep strong and keep pushing this word, as we can clearly see we're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babol, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.